Take it here?
I'll take one.
Okay. Michael, who do you have here with you tonight?
I have my girlfriend Danielle, my grandmother, my father, a lot of my friends. I forgot all their names anyway.
That's just in case you gotta give a ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
All the ones that I gotta look out for.
Yeah.
Mainly this side. Yeah.
One more.
All right. Grandma, you want a picture? Come on.
I'm coming.
We don't cite for slow speed, don't worry. Everybody smile. All right.
Congratulations.
We'll take good care of you. Congratulations. And I'll see you guys across the street shortly. Okay? All right.
Maybe we'll see you.
I'm Zabel. I'm with the Nordonia Hills Board of Education, and one of the things that I wanted to do upon being elected was get around to the different communities and allow the residents to be able to talk with me, ask questions about anything of interest with the school district or the school board. So I just want to make an announcement here. Thank you to council and thank you to the mayor for allowing me to use this room. I'll be here in council chambers on February 12th from 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. So you're more than welcome to stop by. Come ask me questions, come meet me, tell your friends, and we can talk about the school district or not. If there's anything else you want to chat me up about, I got no problems with that. So Thursday, February 12th, between 7 and 9 p.m. right here in council chambers. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We have another guest speaker tonight. Chris, I'm going to butcher this last name, so if you want to tell us your last name here.
I will. The name is Chris Villiablad. I pronounce that J like a Y, just like Councilmember Voigt.
Okay.
I think I got that right?
Yep.
So I'm the planning director at Metro RTA, and Councilmember Voigt called and suggested that it might be a good idea that we talk a little bit with you to just describe the type of transit service that Metro currently has available.
Yeah, we had currently discussed all this in one of our work sessions.
Okay.
And this was a very good idea that Mr. Voigt has had.
Right.
So.
Okay, so if you'd like to schedule a time at another meeting for me to come back, I'd be happy to do that. I did bring along a board just to show you the limits of the call a bus service that we currently operate town-wide. We did do a little digging, and we know that we currently got about 20 residents that are currently using that service. And certainly have to describe how that works, or to do that another day.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, Call a Bus is something that we introduced about a bit over a year ago in the fall. As part of a North County service demonstration. And it was largely in recognition of the fact that we had very limited regular route bus service in the northern part of the county, and we are a county-wide service organization. So we wanted to make sure that we could provide some service that would be usable by North County residents. So, basically all the way from the county border on the north to the national park, and over to the east, including the village of Reminderville, etc., and all the way down to Twinsburg Road. We designated this area for what we're calling Call a Bus. Essentially, What we do is provide a trip reservation, as long as that trip reservation is made during the prior business day between 8 and 4 was the previous hours. So you could call and arrange a trip for the following day, and anybody who lived within this area and had a destination within the area was eligible for that trip, and we're charging $4 a trip. So we've been operating that, actually just this part north of the purple line for a year. And one of the things that we discovered in the process of operating it over that year was that we had calls from Nordonia School District parents that were in this area south of Twinsburg Road that were outside the service boundary. So we expanded the boundary as of August, and we've been operating this larger service area. We also expanded the service hours from 8 in the morning to 7 in the morning, and from 4 in the afternoon till 5, so that you could make a reservation during a longer business day, and you could also make a trip during a longer business day. And those were changes really that came out of our survey of the users who really, first of all, highly valued the service, and secondly, did want to see some changes. So those are changes that we've made. We serve currently probably on the order of 25 to 50 trips a day within this area with that type of service. And like I said, we've got probably about 20 residents of your town that use it already. It has been a pretty valuable service. The other service that I should mention are these green lines. Those are the fixed route services. The 102 is what we call the Northfield Express. You've probably seen it operating in a town. That was one of the changes that we made last year to extend it out to the Roxino as part of their service, as part of their opening. We tried to coordinate with them so that we could serve their employees when they started, and pretty much hit that. So we've been operating that service for a bit over a year now also, with that as the route end. We're about a mile further south. And that's, I can't even tell you at this point really how much ridership that generates, but one of the things that the call-a-bus service can do is that with one fare, if you don't live convenient to any of the regular routes, you can use call-a-bus to get to a bus stop for the other routes, and you can get all the way into downtown Akron and transfer to anywhere within the Summit County region. And we'll also have interconnectivity with SARTA to get down to Canton and so on. So that's, I guess, the range of services I wanted to talk about. And if you have an interest in trying to participate to improve that in any way, or to subsidize your residents to use it more or whatever, we'd be happy to work with you to do that. We have fair subsidy agreements in place already with the University of Akron for their students, staff, and other university types, and we're looking to try and expand those kinds of agreements so we can get more utilization of our services. So that's what I have. Any questions that I...
On the seniors that are either disabled or need to go to their doctor's appointments and all that, there's two different services that you provide?
I'd be happy to talk about that. Actually, the call-a-bus system that we started is really based on what we call our SCAT service. And SCAT is the service that we already operate, advance reservation, pick up at the door and deliver to the destination. Residents of the county that are 62 or older are eligible for that, and also people who have a disability of any kind are also eligible. So, so what we're trying to do with call-a-bus is to use the resources that we already have in place to serve those other populations that can't ride a regular bus, and try to get more utilization out of the resources that we already have there.
Chris, can you talk about the cost for both services?
Yeah, The Colobus cost is $4 a trip, and for a scat rider, I think it's typically $250, and I have to check I'd have to check the fares, to tell you the truth. They're not top of mind for me, but we also for the folks that have an ADA type problem, there's different provisions for the type of service that they require. So there's some variation in the fare structure for that.
Ron, about a couple places that are gonna come to the plaza. I cannot name any of these places right now, but this should be very good for the village. Finance Director, Mr. Clymer.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item to report on tonight. We have Resolution 2015-03 up for consideration. It's the January pay resolution. Totals $238,363.76. Some of the larger items in there include $78,000 to the Ohio Public Works Commission for various street and sewer projects that we have loans on. $10,000 to Dollar Bank for a service truck lease. $10,000 to Cargill for road salt, and $37,000 towards the Lunch Road building. Aside from those, it's pretty much the standard month-to-month maintenance items.
County building. And then they picked me up from my house,
They had a
$4.
question about the
Either way.
$6,000.
And I told them what time I had to.
Division of Water charges at the beginning of the year every year for the fire hydrants throughout the village.
Oh, no, I didn't get,
So it's
I
one
get
time
right down
per
from
year.
to
Excuse me,
Main.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
when they picked me up from my.
Joe, can we not do that right now? Thank you.
I didn't know I was speaking that loud. I don't need a microphone.
Right, so the hydrants are an annual fee.
Okay,
January.
so one, okay. Just a little bit.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay. That concludes your report, Mr. Clymer.
Yes, sir.
Engineer, Mr. Wasowski, will be at our next meeting. Water Director, Mr. Bryan.
No reports.
The department heads, Police Chief Mark Wentz.
You've got a copy of my report. I'm glad to address anything that you'd like to discuss in regards to it. I do need a work session, Mrs. Greenleaf, just to discuss some of the things that the mayor and I spoke about in the last few weeks.
Do you have any particular date?
I'm pretty open. Whatever's convenient for the committee, I'll make myself available.
All right, I will get back to you with one.
Okay. And I said the only other important issue is, Mayor, what we talked about. If you read my last thing in there, that just cropped up today. Whether they're making another, it's hard to explain. Ford only has so much pigmentation for paint colors, and the color black that they use is their tuxedo black. It's called tuxedo black for the SUVs and the Interceptors. Comes from Japan. And they are still blaming the tsunami from 5 years ago, that they're still behind the 8 ball trying to come up with enough quantity of it to be able to continually mix that color. So apparently now, as of today, we were notified that they have a new color called Absolute Black, and that we can't tell the difference between the color for our cruisers. But they need, because of the backlog of departments trying to get the black cruisers, they're limited to how long they can take the orders. Other words, we're going to be left out in the cold again till probably the fall. So basically, if council's interested in me being able to move forward, at least place the order for the car, the SUV, which we won't accept until probably mid to late April, and that's